Hello, and welcome back for another episode in Pleasantview, Season 3. And for those of you who are sharp-eyed, you might notice a slight difference in this neighborhood. Very, very slight though, and that ties together with what I was talking about last time, that this is the only neighborhood of mine that I'm having crashing and pink flashing issues with. So I've been taking some time this last week to go through all of the lots and basically play deranged lumberjack on my neighborhood. Because I've been sitting and trying to figure out what is the difference between this neighborhood and all of my other neighborhoods. And at first, back when I was playing this last, I thought that it was because I had so many highly decorated lots in my neighborhood that was the issue. But now that I've been playing so long with Strangetown, that neighborhood is at least this big, if not bigger. It can't be the reason then. So I've been going in and axing down trees because right now I'm suspecting it's the high poly trees that's the villain in this drama. Because my main issue is that when I load to neighborhood view, it crashes. Like it won't load neighborhood for some reason. I've been going through like from lot to lot by enabling, clickable neighbors. And that has been no issue whatsoever. Like maybe I'll have a crash after 10 lots or something, but in comparison, it's nothing. But then when I load the neighborhood, it's crashing. So yeah, axing down some trees gave me some progress, but then it reverted back again. So right now I'm sort of scratching my head and trying to figure out what the issue is. Don't know how much success I'll have with it, but that means that you might see some differences in the different lots as we move through them moving forward, because I'm trying to do some maintenance. Probably not going to be very noticeable, but some of you might see it. But anyway, as I've been working on that, I have actually also decided to move one of my families, because I was fixing up sort of the apartments up here, and also the student apartments here. And I realized that the Bear family, like Russ Bear and Alvin Stratton, had a lot of money for some reason. So I decided to actually move them into a house. So they're living here right now in Lilith and Ophelia's old house. So this is where we can find them later. That said, today I'm going to be playing with the police station right here. And it's going to be an episode surrounding the Corker family and the two Miguel families. So we're gonna have Sophie Miguel and then also her father up here. But for now, let's go ahead and start this out by going to the Corker household. And here we are. So apparently when I left this household last, I left it in the morning for some reason. I must have been troubleshooting or something. But we have Marcia and Dorian here, who have actually only just had their first child, and it's a little baby boy called Theo. And he's on the floor, so I am assuming that something has happened with my mods here, but that's fine. Dorian is, of course, going to go to work pretty soon, and then Marcia has the day off today, so she's going to be home with the baby. She also has pretty much all of the vacation days I can see here as well. So I guess that's the plan, that Marcia is gonna stay home. She doesn't earn as much, so I guess maybe they have decided to go with that. And also, of course, Dorian has quite a few responsibilities at the moment with all of the break-ins in the neighborhood. Very recently, for us, only last time, there was yet another break-in in the Burb household, so things have not calmed down in the least, and Dorian is really in some hot weather at the moment, with a lot of, the press questioning him, and a lot of worried neighbors in the neighborhood. So, yeah, he has quite a lot of things to take care of. So yeah, he can't really take the time off at the moment, I don't think. So he's gonna have to go to work and leave his family at home. And of course, Dorian has married Marsha, and they've also had a baby together, but he still doesn't love her. That's something that he's wishing for, but for some reason it hasn't happened yet. So, oh, he only made one side of the bed, but it's okay, good enough, I guess. Yeah, Dorian doesn't really need very much. Maybe he can just grab a cup of coffee before he leaves. And Marsha has some basic knowledge sim wants I can see here, but she's also thinking about befriending LaShawn. Just taking a look here at her friendships at the moment. So she's, of course, always been close with Chloe, and she's also close now with Elizabeth Monif. I'm trying to remember where that friendship came from. I think maybe it was just one of those where I thought that she would probably get along with her. Looks like she's been spending quite a lot of time with Bella Goth at the hospital because they are very close for some reason. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Marsha and Alexander have been friends for a long time as well. But they're not really having the long time relationship for some reason. She's friendly with Marilina. Oh yeah, and I think that she was starting out a friendship with Bruce as well. And yeah, she is actually fairly close with LaShawn still. And I know that I was also speculating about her, well, I guess it's her sister. Yeah, right, her sister Cecily, because Cecily got the science hobby. And I know that I said that I wanted them to bond a little bit over that, so maybe I'll bring Cecily over after school today so that Marsha can babysit. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can lock this one in. She can befriend LaShawn. And looks like Dorian wants to befriend Jihoon. Apparently he's slipped away a little bit from Demi, but they have been very close friends for a long time. And looks like he's also slipping from Ramin, so I guess he's gonna spend a little bit of time with them today at work. But it does want to befriend Jihoon. But I think I can keep the best friends with Demi locked in, and also, of course, the fall in love one makes sense. Don't want to get rid of that one. We have the little dogs, Snoop and Blue, here as well. I think I was considering having puppies with them down the line, but Blue is still quite young, so I guess I can wait with that for quite some time. And we have their wedding picture here. Really sweet. Okay, so looks like Marsha is done with feeding the baby, so let's put him in the crib. And actually the dogs need baths. So which bathroom is best for that? This one has a bath, and yeah, this one is too small, doesn't have anything. So gonna use this one. So let's start with Snoop. Great. So let's go with Dorian to the police station. Right, this one was his. So go somewhere. Right, so Dorian has arrived. Yeah, so let's start with... Oh, he wants to... I thought he wanted to take a shower, but I was like, no, he's clean, isn't he? But yeah, so let's start by just summoning in all of the sims that I need. And I know that I have been writing down who my NPC policemen are. I'm not sure if I need to get all of them in here. No, I think that they can be out patrolling or something, and they might have different schedules as well, like they're working night shifts and stuff. So let's just focus on my playables instead. I'm gonna go ahead and summon them all in. Those are the ones, and I'm gonna add the work outfits to them. Great. So I think that maybe I should start this out with just gathering them all for a morning meeting of some kind. Or at least that Dorian and the higher-ups are having one. Maybe Brittany and Sophie can just have a little chat. They can go to the reception desk together. And then Dorian can actually sit down and have a meeting in his office with the other two. That works better, I think. So there's no prisoners today. The police actually didn't arrive for the most recent burglary. And of course, there's a lot of things going on in both of these girls' lives at the moment. Brittany has quite a disastrous relationship with her best friend after what happened last time. And I think there's quite a lot of hurt feelings, and she's really not feeling herself at the moment. Whereas Sophie is, I think, the happiest she's been in a long while. She's married now to her wife, and she is also pregnant with the baby that Ricky, her best friend, helped her out with by donating his sperm. So there's going to be a little baby in the Miguel family. So I think that the contrast here is quite big between them, and maybe Sophie has to console Brittany a little bit. Maybe she notices that things aren't that good for her at the moment. And so with all the pressure coming from, well, the press and I think also the government about all of the break-ins and the ongoing crime in this neighborhood, the pressure is on, and these guys have to discuss a course of action. They have to do something to improve things in the neighborhood. And yeah, well, right now it's quite disastrous. Things just keep happening, and they are not finding who is behind it all. Of course, Dorian's attitude has always been that it's just small town criminals, petty theft, nothing to take seriously. But I think he's starting to realize that he can't just shrug this off. He can't just sit around in his office and pretend to work anymore, because people are demanding answers from him and actions. So I think that he's actually leaning quite a bit on mainly Demi at the moment to come up with ideas. And well, Demi is quite a ruthless person. I think she's been through some things in her life, and she's also having this lifetime wish to become a criminal mastermind. So I think that she has quite a lot of ideas, but they might not be the kindest ideas for what to do. She might prefer to take action and ask questions later, those kinds of things. So yeah, we might see some questionable things coming up here because of the missed decisions. Oh wow, Demi really detests Brittany. Well, she's not an easy person to get along with. Brittany doesn't feel as strongly at all about Demi, though, but I guess that Brittany really has stepped on Demi's toes. And Sophie is quite, not really caring about her at all, actually. So, okay, looks like these guys are just doing some random stuff here now. So, they've had a coffee break, I guess, and what do they actually need for their careers? So Sophie is actually quite good at physical activities. So, oh yeah, and sports is her hobby, so she doesn't really need to work on that. When they are getting higher up, it's logic and cleaning as well. She's good at cleaning as well, so I guess maybe she can just sit here at the reception desk then and just work on some logic. Of course, Sophie has this whole mystery going on that she has been told not to worry about, that she can't be part of, that her cousin is apparently one of the criminals who is suspected of crimes in this neighborhood, and she's very worried about that, of course. So maybe sitting down and working on her logic is actually gonna help her work through that mystery without being part of it. Or maybe she's like looking at the files even though she shouldn't. And then, of course, Brittany does need to work quite a lot on her body, though. So I think I'm going to send her down to the gym here and ask her to just work out for a bit. Okay, so I think that actually Ramin, I mean, he's pretty close to be... Oh, wow. No, Dorian has a far worse impression of him, actually. That's interesting. Oh, wow. Ramin also really detests Brittany. Try to remember why. Did Brittany do something? She might have... Oh yeah, wasn't it like they attended the same wedding and then Brittany flirted with Demi's fiancé, Oliver? Yeah, I think that might be the case. So that's what Brittany did. And of course, then he also dislikes her for that. Okay, well, I guess they're not gonna worry about or care about what Brittany has to say down the line. But I think that he can actually go down to his cubicle. Try to remember which one was his. I think it was this one. And then what does he need? Logic. I'm gonna do the same thing for him then. Work at home and logic. And then maybe Demi and Dorian can spend some more time up here. Oh, they haven't even greeted each other for some reason. Let's see if I can make them best friends. Oh yeah, good. So what more does he have? Okay, but maybe I can just lock in the Jihoon want then. Makes sense. And of course, there's also the added complication that Demi has an affair with Sophie's father as well. So a lot of things going on here behind the scenes, actually. Well, Demi can also walk downstairs and work for a bit then. And what does she need? Cleaning. Let's go with cleaning then. And Dorian needs a variety of things. But I think that now that he's sort of handed things over to Demi, he's not really gonna worry that much about doing things. So maybe he's gonna procrastinate for a bit. Let's just have him play some games then. He's technically gonna work on his logic skill that way anyway. So I actually think that what with everything happening, and especially with the Burbs being targeted for a break-in again, the newspaper is gonna want to have another interview with Dorian. He actually had a press conference the other day about this, but obviously things aren't improving. So I think that actually it is quite serious. So I could really see Danielle wanting to do this, but also Lucy is actually, I mean, it's her family, it's affected. So I think that Lucy would demand to be the one who has this interview. So I'm gonna summon in Lucy and Ricky so Ricky can take some photos as well. All right. They're just gonna walk upstairs then. So I'm gonna have them sit here for a while at first. And I guess that Dorian is gonna have to hurry to hide what he's actually doing on his computer as they're walking through his door. I'm sure that they have called ahead and scheduled this meeting and that maybe Dorian has forgotten that this is what he's supposed to be doing. I could really see Dorian being the kind of person who just forgets what his schedule is. So I think he's gonna just ashamedly, hurriedly close down his computer, pretend as if he wasn't really doing anything. Okay, good. So we're having quite a few skills here actually being gained. And Sophie is done with her article. And it's starting to get around lunchtime, so I guess that maybe Sophie can start to just have lunch. What about Brittany? She has been working out. What's her body like? Right, yeah, it's not that high. I think maybe she can switch this out and work out on a treadmill for a bit instead. Yeah, and these guys are talking about the houses, the break-ins. What kind of aliens are doing this? Okay, so Dorian is just sitting here, not really. I mean, maybe it's because I told him to sit or something. He's not engaging in the conversation. Oh, now he's trying to flee. You have to actually sit down and be part of this, Dorian. Demi is also done, and she also could eat something. So I think that I'm gonna have her also have lunch. Okay, now it's part of the conversation. Good. But I think that Ricky, if you just walk here, and then maybe I can take a picture. And I'm gonna turn off the headlines. Just so that there's no speech bubbles in the picture he's gonna take. Just gonna wait for it to disappear. There we go. And then take picture. That's a nice face for him. How do I position this so that I can get both of them in the shot? It's a shame that I can't have like the town hall at the back visible through the windows, but I guess this will do. Maybe zoom out one more time. I think that's fine. Let's take a look at that picture. Yeah, I think that is okay. Just trying to think of what images I'm gonna need in the article. Like maybe Ricky can take another. Well, yeah, maybe he can go outside and take a picture of the police cars or something. What is a good angle for this? Maybe like through the bars like this, like the police cars are fenced in. Maybe that's gonna work. So I think I'm gonna just send Ricky outside. And Lucy can continue with her interview. Okay, Amin is also done. Can also have some lunch then. How's it going for you, Brittany? You're pretty close to leveling up actually, so I think I'm gonna just let you continue for a bit. Okay, good, he can walk through this. I was wondering if maybe you had to walk around, but that worked. Okay, so something like... What do you think, Ricky? Is that good? I mean, yeah, it could be a small picture and then this is the sort of the headline picture on that page. I think that works. Because the main feature of the newspaper is going to be the soccer game, of course. So that's going to take up quite a bit of space. But then this is going to have to be part of the newspaper as well. So I think actually that while, being finished, Ricky might... Sophie should probably be down by the reception desk again. Or maybe he's just texting her that he's here, so she's gonna meet him down by the reception here, and he can walk inside. Because I feel like if he's around and he doesn't have much to do, he's probably gonna say hi to Sophie, ask about the pregnancy and everything, how things are going. He's probably gonna wait for Lucy down here anyway. So let's just say hi. And let's just talk for a bit. How's it going, Brittany? Oh, I think she actually leveled up. I just missed it. Yeah, she did. Okay, I'm gonna stop torturing you now. You can have a shower. And I think that Lucy is pretty much done. She's a bit frustrated with Dorian, but there's not really much more she can ask him about. So I guess she's gonna head downstairs, meet up with Ricky. And yeah, Dorian can go downstairs and have some lunch. Demi, you can actually clean up after yourself. And then, yeah, I guess you can go back to working on her cleaning. No, Lucy, that's not what I asked you to do. I want you to go here, please. Oh, are you disagreeing? What's up? Maybe Ricky was a worrywart and asking if Sophie really should be working when she's pregnant, but of course she doesn't even have a bump yet, so of course she can work. Sophie isn't really close with Lucy, so they don't really have to say hi to each other. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and make her unselectable. Same thing with Ricky. They can just end their chat, and I think that's gonna automatically dismiss them. Yeah, exactly. So they're heading out. Amin is apparently cleaning. But yeah, Sophie did have lunch, so even though she's hungry again, she doesn't really have to eat. Of course, it's the pregnancy probably. I can actually send her upstairs to eat again, just because of the pregnancy. Dorian actually didn't make it downstairs, apparently, so let's just have lunch. Oh, that one was... I asked Sophie to use the same one, so let's use another one. He moved the bin to throw stuff away, okay. Oh well. Yeah, well, let's continue working on your... How does your physique look? You're not fit, actually. So I think maybe he's gonna go down to the gym then. Just work out. What about Demi? She is still fit, but she's slipping a little bit. So maybe she also needs to do that technically, but yeah, she's working on her article at the moment. And Brittany, right. Oh, she's done in the shower, but she needs to redress in her police clothing. Good. And then she can also have lunch. Yeah, good. I thought he was ignoring it. Fire hazard. Speaking of fire hazard, maybe I should have a sprinkler or something here, because there's no fire alarm either. So I think that maybe a sprinkler is a good idea. Let's put in 2 to catch all of them in case there's a fire. Good, he's made it down to the basement. I guess there's quite a lot of work on Demi's table now than if she's sort of in charge of deciding things. That makes sense. But I think that she prefers it this way. Maybe she has even manipulated Dorian a little bit to allow her to take charge of things and for allowing him to lean back and not do the hard work. Maybe that's something that she has been encouraging. Okay, so these guys have some time here to bond with each other. That's good. Dorian doesn't really have much of an opinion of these 2 girls, after all. Oh no, is this broken? Yeah, it is. I'm assuming that you can call in a repairman for businesses. Oh wow, Sophie is really exhausted now. Well, she can have some coffee. Brittany can take care of the dishes here. Oh, can just call a gardener and a maid. Okay. But what to do about this then? I guess I'm gonna have to buy a new one then. Okay. Dorian can leave the dishes for Brittany to take care of. He can use the bathroom. Yeah, then maybe let's send Brittany downstairs to the reception desk and work with cleaning. Sophie's feeling a little bit better, but now she really needs the loo. You're gonna switch him up for the treadmill as well. But he's really close to becoming fit again, so that's good. Oh wow. Emergency, emergency. You can take care of that one then. Oh, I guess she tried to... What bathroom did you try to use? I guess she tried to use one of these in the cells, but you can actually use a proper one, you know. I think she's locked in the snow animation. Yeah. She only just made it. That's good. Yeah, Dorian hasn't really been doing much today. But that's on brand. Apparently Demi is done. So yeah, I guess she's just confirming to Dorian here what she's been doing and saying that she has things under control. So I guess Dorian is relieved to hear that. And actually it's time for him to leave as well because it's 3 p.m. And I think that Sophie is relieved at that. Brittany, you can interrupt that. And then let's see if Amin actually becomes fit again here. Yeah, nice. Oh yeah. Right, so these previous NPCs actually are not disappearing even though I make them unselectable because they're not considered like playable sims, I guess, by the visitor controller for some reason. So I'm just gonna have to go ahead and delete them instead. There we go. And then Dorian can drive back home. So we're back home and Dorian is gonna drive off to work in just a moment. And apparently Marsha wants to look through the telescope here. And I think that that really speaks for a little bit of what she's going through at the moment, because Marcia decided to pursue a career in the medical field after her mother died in a mysterious illness that no one at the hospital could resolve, and she wanted to figure out that disease and help other people. But she's still just a lowly nurse at the moment, and I think that the disagreements between Jennifer and Angela, who has also been very ambitious and wanting to get promotions and stuff, has worried Marcia a little bit. Also because she's been pregnant and her career path has really stagnated a little bit because of that. Now that she's home with the baby as well, that maybe she also should consider moving to a different hospital if there's no career path for her to advance here in Pleasantview. I think that that is something that she's worrying a little bit about. Of course, she's time now to think things through as she's home with the baby, but maybe that's something that she also needs to have an open conversation with Jennifer about quite soon. But for now, let's just have her have some breakfast. I wonder, normally it's Dorian cooking the food in this household, so maybe there's some nice leftovers actually for her. Oh, just empty plates. Nice. Let's just get rid of those. Not sure why that keeps happening. It's actually also something that I've only noticed in Pleasantview as well. Weird. Okay then. So there's nothing in the fridge. What's the stock actually? Okay, about half full. That's good. She could serve breakfast to have something for leftovers. I don't really think that's necessary for breakfast, so maybe she can do that for lunch or something. So let's just grab a cream cheese canapé. I was also thinking about Lucy Bertino actually, because I was a little surprised that they were not friends, but maybe I'm misremembering that they used to be friends. Because I'm pretty sure that Lucy is close with Alexander and with Chloe as well, I think. But maybe she never bonded really with Marcia. I'm just going to take a look at her memories here. So Chloe was her first best friend. And then actually she became best friends with her father. Right. So Marcia has had some fights here actually with Oliver. They used to be neighbors and then they really disliked each other. This was before I got that mod to get rid of those interactions. Wow, she really had a lot of fights with him. Yikes. Yeah, she's befriended Dorian, of course. And of course, when she moved in with Dorian, then she got quite a lot of money from that. Oh, Adriana apparently spilled on her. That's interesting. Best friend with Lawrence, her brother. No, actually, it doesn't seem like she's been close with Lucy at all. And actually, she's not been best friends with Alexander either, even though they are closer now. So maybe that is something that just hasn't been the case for her. She's been really close with one person as she was growing up. But I can really see her being friends with Lucy, though. I don't know if she's available or if she's at work. She's at work. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, then. In that case, I think to be honest that most people are at work actually, but it might be actually that Alexander has today off, because I think that most of the people working in the lab have Thursdays off. Yeah, Alexander has a day off. So I think maybe she can ask him over, because there's not really much for her to do with the baby now anyway, with the baby being so young. Great. So Marcia's going to have a friend over. That's nice. For some reason, the newspapers are curled up here when they're thrown in here by the newspaper guy. Not sure why on this lot specifically, but I guess it's the design somehow. Oh, the dog is excited by the newspaper guy. Oh yeah, they have a cleaner. I'd forgotten about that. Why didn't you greet him? Nice. So I guess maybe they can at least walk inside and not just stand out here on the porch. You're walking the wrong way though. Oh, I guess he wants to interact with the dogs. That's why. Okay, so there's a chance card for Dorian. Dorian's called two of his best surgeons into his office. Well, that's kind of what happened. One of them is nearing retirement. Okay, that's not the case then. The other is a rogue who never follows his instructions and always seems to destroy huge sections of public property while apprehending the bad guys. They always get their man, but this time they've gone too far, wiping out nearly an entire city block and failing to place the criminal mastermind in custody. The chief is going to have Dorian's hide for this one unless the mastermind is caught, and caught quickly. Dorian has two choices: to yell loudly or yell really loudly and threaten to take away the surgeon's badges. I think that Dorian would be a little bit afraid to be too harsh. I don't think he really has it in him to yell really loudly and take away badges and stuff, so I think that he's just gonna yell loudly. Dorian yells loudly and goes through the same speech he does every time, but the surgeons have heard it all before. They head back out to the streets and within an hour have crashed a stolen army helicopter into the SimCity Museum of Metropolitan Art. Dorian loses one logic skill point and is demoted to desk sergeant, where he no longer has to manage anyone. Well, he's not going to be demoted because I have the job stopinator, but I guess this is really on brand for Dorian. He's not making the best decisions. He doesn't really have the guts to do what it takes sometimes. So I think that's actually quite on point for what he's doing at work. All right, Marsha, so let's have a little chat here with Alexander. And of course, they can talk about science. That makes sense. Play with Alexander. Oh yeah, she wants to wash Blue. I think maybe she only washed one of the dogs. Yeah, she needs to wash the other dog. But that can wait for a little while she's hanging out with Alexander. Oh, she got the flu. I guess maybe Alexander is sick. Oh yeah, I turned off headlines, didn't I? I can turn that on again. So you can actually see what they're talking about. Well, the house is clean. That's good. And I guess that Alexander hasn't really heard the gossip about Brittany and Bo yet. He doesn't appear to be that upset about anything at the moment. Of course, the thing with Brittany is pretty much in shambles already, and he's probably considering other options at the moment. I think he's pretty close to giving up on her at this point, actually. So I think that, yeah, he's not really having her at the front of his mind anymore, but he's not really considering anyone else at the moment either. So he's focusing a lot on his work, I guess. But of course, I think that he would be hurt if he heard about her apparently having a relationship with Bo, even though, of course, we know that it's not true. I think that Alexander can hang around for a bit while Marsha checks on the baby, maybe. Oh, he's fine, looks like. So maybe she can just wash the dog. And then they can have some light lunch. He doesn't really need to eat, but I guess it would be nice. Blue is quite young, so I think maybe she's not all that trained. No, she doesn't have any getting cleaned skills. What is it like? Clean skill. Okay. No, she doesn't have it at all. So. Okay, now Marsha wants to befriend Remington. Really? Trying to think what they have in common. I guess maybe they've just met on a community a lot or something, and she liked him. Yeah, Alexander is sitting here coughing, so I guess that he is sick, actually. Okay, good. You can praise for behaving in the tub. And then let's just serve up some lunch. Something really, really light. Apparently she can't make salad, looks like. I don't think that Marsha is used to cooking at all, but maybe some more canapes. Alexander found his way to the bar. What are you drinking? Something bright blue. Okay. See if Alexander can come and eat something. Yeah, that's good. I guess these guys are getting in contact a little bit because of work as well, because of course Alexander is in charge of the lab that provides medicine for Marsha's workplace, so maybe they are just in contact because of administrative reasons. So that could have rekindled their friendship as well. Wow, Alexander is really flirty with her for some reason. That's interesting. Maybe he's getting the wrong impression of her inviting him over here. Because of the disaster with Brittany, maybe he's looking elsewhere, and a beautiful woman invited him over to her home, Maybe he has an affair on his mind. Marsha isn't particularly attracted to him though, so even if she would not be that close to her husband, I don't think she would consider it really. But she does love Dorian, so I don't think she will do anything either way. Well, they're talking a lot about babies, don't they? And speaking of the baby, he has pooped his diaper, so I guess I'm gonna just interrupt this for Marsha and have her rush up to take care of that. Don't I have a changing table? Oh yeah, there it is. There we go, just give him a little cuddle. And then I think that she can say goodbye to Alexander. Cecily is gonna be over soon after all, so he doesn't need to stick around. Oh no. Put the baby on the floor. But I think she's gonna put him away anyway. Isn't that a bit cold, Dina, to walk the dog in that? Everything for fashion. Right, yeah. Doesn't have to interrupt him at the bathroom after all, so let's just put this away. Great, so Dorian is back home as well, and he's a little bit tired, so I think that he's gonna start with just drinking some espresso. And actually it's 3 p.m, so I can also summon in Cecily. There we go. Maybe she got a ride from Dorian. Looks like she actually hasn't met Marsha yet, so we have to take care of that. Maybe just start with a earthy hug. No. Let's just start by talking then. Yeah, I guess they're talking about what Cecily likes to eat. I guess she she hates soup. Well, this didn't really start out well, but maybe let's just talk about science. Let's see if they can bond over that. Yeah, that got a smile on her face. Now, speaking of science, maybe a good bonding activity is actually playing chess together. So I'm just gonna ask her to join. Because they're gonna sit and talk together as they're playing. And what does you do? What are you doing? Of course you're brushing your teeth. I need to remove those mirrors here. You don't need to brush your teeth, you can actually have a shower instead, that's better. Let's just check upstairs. Looks like I might have removed them here, but forgotten about the downstairs bathroom. No, here was one as well. Okay, scratch that. Oh yeah, there's one. Okay. There we go. So why don't you... Well, you feel a lot better now than you did before. What is your hobby again? Cuisine, right. But he's also quite into fitness, actually. So I'm just gonna... But then again, he's really lazy. And he used to be active. And I guess fitness used to be one of his hobbies. But he's really letting things slip now. So maybe he shouldn't work out, actually. Maybe he should just chill, watch some TV or something. Makes more sense. Things are going well. I think that Cecily actually got the logic skill point. They're getting closer quick, so that's nice. How's the baby doing? Yeah, looks like he's fine so far. Guess Dorian can hang out with him a little bit later. He didn't really get close again with Ramin. So maybe, yeah, he can give him a call and also Jihoon actually later on. Oh, of course. Now he needs another shower. You can never trust the play interaction. Well, let's have another shower. Use this one this time. Everything's going here. Yeah, nice. They're friends now. That's perfect. It would be nice if there was like an interaction for her to drive to drive Cecily home, but she can't. So I guess that it just makes sense that maybe Merlina and Joe are coming over and just collecting her. You don't really need to spend time though, so maybe she can just give her a little hug and then say goodbye. Nice. Okay, so Marsha also needs to use the bathroom. Then I'm assuming she needs to feed the baby actually because it was a while ago. Okay, so Dorian is down in the bathroom again. I think that he needs to take a little nap because he's getting tired again. Right, as I thought, Tio will have one more day as a baby, and then he's gonna age up. Oh yeah, there's music in here. I have to turn that off first. Yep, I think she can cuddle him when she's done, and then maybe she can drink some coffee. Looks like Dorian is feeling much better now. Yeah, so let's start by just calling, I guess, let's start with Jihoon then, because that's who he's been thinking about. Oh, never mind. She actually needs to change his diaper first. Let's do that. Yeah, it looks like they're not really that hungry. Maybe Dorian can make a late dinner or something later. Yeah, because Marsha just has 2 points and he has like, I think that's 6 points. So, I mean, that's his main hobby, so it makes sense. The pool really looks cool in winter, doesn't it? The smoke. I guess they're talking about his job. A lot of things going on after all. Maybe he can vent a little bit to someone who's not a colleague, someone who's not in on it or wants something from him. Jihoon is just a bartender. He has his own bar, so I guess he wants all the gossip, but he's not really judging anyone. Oh, they're really talking a lot about that. Oh, wow. This needs to be unclogged as well, turns out. Looks like Dorian was trying to start up a conversation about food because, that's what he likes, but Jihoon wasn't into it. Yeah, I think that he's actually a bad cook now that I think back to it, because I think that he tried to serve dinner for... No, wait, he can't be a bad cook, can he? He used to work as a chef at Trattoria di Carbo, now that I think about it, so he should be a good cook. But he actually burned the food that he tried to serve for his family, I think. So maybe, yeah, but because he was aiming for having his own pub, he was sort of working as a chef out of necessity. So I guess maybe it's not really a something that he liked doing, and talking about it now with Dorian, who loves cooking, might be something that, yeah, I guess they just disagree on. Let's go ahead and serve some dinner. It has to be something easy, because neither of them are particularly hungry. But I guess maybe a warming... Oh yeah, Grandma's comfort soup. That's pretty much perfect, because Marsha did have the flu. And now he wants to befriend Kaylin, who is actually Marsha's colleague. I mean, all of a sudden Dorian wants to have all of these friends. It's interesting, because he's not a secondary popularity, is he? No, he's secondary family. Actually, he had some food in his inventory. I guess he's bought that at Randy's. So I guess you can put those away. And Marsha has been at the pharmacy, looks like, and bought a box of medicine here. Let's throw that away. And she has a Beyond Belief in her inventory for some reason. Let's put that on the tea table here. And then you can put away those leftovers. The toilet isn't clogged anymore, but now the sink is leaking instead. So, but it looks like Dorian has quite a lot in mechanical, so he can probably take care of that. Oh yeah, Marsha does as well, so they don't really have to call anyone. Right, so let's see if they can have some romantic interaction here over dinner, if Dorian finally gets his wish. I sincerely doubt it, but let's see. Maybe if you just caress her hands for a bit. Well, no. Now, maybe having the lifestyle with a young toddler, or well, a young baby, that is, isn't really lending itself to a romantic vibe at the moment. So maybe, and of course, both of them are preoccupied by other things that they are thinking through at the moment. So, but it's nice that they're actually taking the moment to sit down at the dinner table together and have some positive interactions. Dorian is exhausted, but let's put away the leftovers. I think actually that at least Dorian would hug and kiss her goodnight before he heads to bed. What? Not this time. Let us see if that happens eventually then. And you can take care of that, Marsha. Fill up the bowl. Yeah, I guess the sink is gonna... Oh no, Dorian is sick now. You just ate comfort soup though. I guess Marsha got him sick. Maybe they can sleep it off. Yeah, I think the sink will have to wait for tomorrow. I think actually that maybe they won't really have time. Well, Marsha's gonna be home with the baby. But let's call the plumber anyway, just to be sure. So go service. Great, first thing in the morning, perfect. And then she can actually have a bath before bed. I was hoping that she would have some energy left to stargaze, but I think it's maybe a short time. If she's quick in the bath. Yeah, I think she has a little bit of energy left, so let's just go ahead and stargaze then. Okay, it's not cold enough to wear your outerwear apparently, so I'm just gonna force that. Doesn't really make sense that she's out here in her normal outfits. I think this is positive for Marsha. I think that she is feeling like she's stagnated a little bit in her scientifical endeavors. So I think this is positive that she can actually take a moment here to herself before bed to work on something at least. Even if it's not tied together with what happened to her mother, at least it's something that she can focus on. Yeah, I think that's good enough. She's about to drop. She would technically need to use the bathroom yet again, but I think she's too tired, so she's gonna have to go up in the middle of the night instead. All right, then, there we go. So that was the day for Dorian and Marsha, and let's pop over to the Miguel household. And here we are, just down the street. Apparently, both Sophie and Lauren are sick with the flu. It is the season, of course. Yeah, so we have the Corker household just over there. So it's really close. And these two are, sleeping here beneath their cute little wedding picture as well. And of course, Sophie is pregnant. So that is something that is going to happen today. But so far, she doesn't have the baby bump. So I think that I'm actually going to send her to work anyway. And Lauren probably needs to get up actually because she needs to leave for work at 7. So that's just in half an hour. We're going to start the day with a little bit of a cuddle. It's always so cute. Yeah, they do have a room here prepared for the baby. It's not decorated, but you can take care of that later. And I guess Sophie has time to just take a calm morning. They do have one car each, and I think that this is Lauren's, yeah. Yeah, Lauren doesn't really have time to do anything, so I guess you can just recycle that. Oh yeah, I have these bushes that don't have a whatever it is, like a winter mesh or whatever, or winter recolor. So I'm gonna delete those. I think that's fine. Don't really need anything more there. Okay, so Sophie's taking care of the bed, and yeah, I think she can just have some breakfast. Grab some cereal. Yeah, similarly in this household, we have Lauren, who is the one who loves cooking, whereas Sophie isn't really caring that much about it. Don't have any medicine in your inventories, do you? No. I could, of course, pop over to the pharmacy to get some medicine, but I think they will be fine at work. No, chances are that they will actually get healthy. So, okay, so I have the variable meal server here. I think I had that for the party last time, so I should probably revert that back to the standard so that they don't get like 20 servings or something. Good, the cat has some food, and yeah, Balin is gonna be alone home today then. Apparently I haven't fixed the whiskers on him, but he doesn't have very many days left to live anyway, so I guess something might have happened to his whiskers. That's very sad, though. But since he's a rescue, you never know. It's really cute anyway. Yeah, so let's set this to 6 servings and then just delete it. Let's just take out the trash. And then it's about time to leave, I think. Oh, barefoot and everything. Oh, okay. Morning sickness. Let's just clean the toilet first before you leave. Okay, good. Sophie's also gonna head out, and we will be back with them in the afternoon once they're back from work. Okay, good. They're back, and Lauren wants to bring Autumn home, but I don't think, no, let's not do that. Let's focus on family for now, because of course it's time for Sophie to get her bump. And of course she needs to get something else to wear because this is not showing the bump properly. The plan outfit. Oh, she has quite a lot to pick from here. Yeah, I think she would probably wear something like this. Unless she can. No, this isn't working. So yeah, let's go with this one. Looks very cold, but speaking of cold, there's been quite a few walk-bys and they are just walking in their everyday wear. They're not arriving in their outerwear. So I think that has to do with the temperatures not being low enough. So I'm just going to bring out the sim manipulator here and go to alter weather. Set outside temperature below 0. And I think that around 20 is what I've gone with. That has worked before. So let's do that. And yeah, looks like Sophie needs to take care of herself for a bit. So let's just have her have a bath. And Lauren, you can actually... You're not hungry. But I was thinking that she could serve dinner for them. I guess she can serve dinner for Sophie, right? So she can't do a comfort soup, but she can cook up some chili con carne. And then they just have leftovers. That's always a positive. It looks like Bali needs some attention. He's a little lonely. Oh yeah, it's getting cold now as well, and they don't have radiators, looks like. So I'm gonna have to put that in. Or at least they don't have in the kitchen. I think I saw one here, yeah. So they have one in this bedroom, randomly. And also here. Okay, so actually I've just missed the kitchen, I think. Yeah. Let's put that one in the corner here then. That should work, I think. And Sophie can turn those on. Yeah, so I think that Sophie is the kind of person who just sort of shoulders through things to get things done. Doesn't really care that much about her own discomfort. So I think that being quite a bit older and also with her personality, you know, her friendliness, I think Lauren is doting quite a bit on Sophie, making sure she has everything she needs. Well, why don't you rub the belly? You can talk to the belly as well. You know, Lauren has been single for a very, very long time, and I think that there might have been quite a long time when she didn't think that she would ever have a family of her own. I think that the fact that they could finally figure out a baby daddy for Sophie to actually get pregnant is something of a miracle to her almost. And I think that she's going to be very, very attached to the baby when it finally arrives. I think Lauren is really over the moon about how things have progressed here. Right, you need to use the bathroom, and then Sophie. I think actually that Sophie would like to invite over her father and his family. Looks like she's slipped away a little bit from Lilith, and she's been a little bit close with Valerie as well. So I guess they can bond more. But yeah, so let's call over Amin and his family. Go, and they can hang out. Maybe have a little bit of a family baby shower. So yeah, she's gonna use the bathroom. Good. I guess the temperature thing didn't help because they still arrived in their everyday outfits. Oh well. Guess the season needs to do its thing as well. Let's greet everyone. Apparently Amin didn't need to be greeted. Makes sense. But just change into your everyday then. And you can change this to the Yummy channel. Oh, Sophie hasn't really interacted much with Kian at all. Guess it's time to change that. Let's just see if they can bond a little bit. Well, someone is calling her though, so let's check who that is first. Ah, okay, of course. Super friendly Randy is calling. And they're still quite close, so I guess he's checking in on her. I'm pretty sure that Randy is friendly both with Sophie and Ricky after all, so if he's heard about this pregnancy, it makes sense. And of course, it's part of his family as well, since he's one of Lauren's relatives. Yeah, so Kian is actually going to age up today. So we're going to see him as a teenager, which is pretty exciting. I'm trying to remember what his personality is like, but it was so long ago that I played him that I don't really recall. Could be sports, I guess. So I guess that's something that they might have in common. Sophie's quite interested in games as well, so I think they might have quite a few things to talk about. Oh, but I guess he doesn't like games then. Right. Yeah, so Sophie doesn't really care that much about her, well, what is it called? Her stepmother, I guess it becomes. Yeah. She tolerates her, I guess, but yeah, they're not close by any means. He's a cute kid. Oh wow, Sophie's getting really tired, so I think maybe she has to put an end to this soon. Okay, no. I guess he's not that interested in her work as a police officer. All right. But I think that maybe she should chat a bit more with Valerie as well. They have been pretty close, actually. Maybe it's been easier for her to bond more with her because she's a bit older than her little brother. And she's not really as much under Jessica's thumb either, so they're talking about Dismas, apparently, for some reason. All right. Okay, nope. I was just about to say that they're getting along well, but now they're disagreeing, so... But I think actually that she might want to hug her father, just as he started to cutely cuddle with his son, of course. Perfect timing. And I think it's time to say goodbye to everyone. And then Sophie can actually have a little nap. Lauren, on the other hand, could eat something. And Sophie's starting to get hungry as well. So I guess maybe she can serve some dinner for them. I think there's leftovers except the chili she made earlier. Because I know that they did have a party last time with quite a lot of guests. And yeah, I think that she made some barbecue. Yeah, there's still something left here. Oh, just one plate though. Okay. I guess Sophie can have some chili later. Oh, yeah, right. So she actually caught her brother cheating on his wife. So she's not very impressed with him at the moment. 100 points minus. Wow. Of course, she still loves him to death long term, but yeah, she's really upset with him at the moment. I think she actually was inviting herself over, or if it might have been her sister. I think it might have been Lauren actually, who invited herself over to, oh, what household was it? I think it was the Burbs maybe last time I played them. Like not last time, but the time before that. And that she basically attacked her brother. And maybe she attacked Jan as well, because I think that Jan was also invited. Yeah, here we are. Wow, she really dislikes Ramin as well. I guess something might have been going on between the two of them while Lauren was still working in the police force before she switched over to Landgrab Industries. That's interesting. Oh yeah, this is a very trained cat. It can even use the toilet. So Sophie's feeling better. I think that she can go up and have some dinner, just get leftovers. But speaking of her family, I think that Lauren probably also wants to spend some time, at least call someone up. But she's already 100 over 100 with her twin sister. And well, they've always been close, but I think that she doesn't really need to call her at the moment. Maybe she should just call her brother to try to get over this thing and, yeah, talk things through and hopefully get a better relationship with him. I mean, she's not furious with him anymore, so maybe she wants to turn the page as long as he's promising to not do this again, you know? Oh, yeah, I guess they're talking about it. Oh, sad, sad violin for you, Brandon. No more excuses, please. She's checking her nails, not looking impressed. Quit acting. Okay, guess they're on to talking about his hobbies now instead. She's actually not friends with Demi anymore, and that's a bit sad. They used to be best friends. But of course, Demi isn't that impressed with her wife. Not that they really disagree, but maybe Sophie is more taking Brittany's side since they're close. So maybe Lauren is a little bit disenchanted with her, and also because Demi is so close with Ramin, and Lauren doesn't like him. There could be something like that there. Now that they're not colleagues anymore, maybe they're just slipping away from each other. I guess that makes sense, that they're not spending every day with each other anymore. And Sophie, for her part, would she call Lilith? I mean, in between her previously quite good friends, Lily and Lilith, who used to be a couple, she's stuck to Lilith, seems like. So I guess, and she's also very close, of course, with Ricky. So I guess that she's really taking their side in this fight between them. So maybe, yeah, I guess that makes sense. And of course, Lily is now together with her ex, Iris, as well. So that also makes sense. Yeah, why not? Let's call Lilith for a little while at least. And of course, Sophie doesn't know that Lilith has a child with Ricky, just like she will, so they will be siblings. She's unaware of that fact for now, at least. So that'll probably come as a shock if she ever finds out. Oh, time for baby bump. All right, you can call Lilith back actually. Didn't really get the chance to talk for very long. Yeah, things are looking better with Brandon now at least. They're not even close to being friends again, but at least they're not 100 negative points, you know? I'm gonna send Lauren to bed. Yeah, good, they're friends again, but I think I can build on to that a little bit. They have quite a lot of money actually. I'm wondering if Sophie has any loans? No, she doesn't. Does Lauren? Yeah, quite a lot of loans. So I guess she could pay that off actually. I think I'm gonna wake her up and pay the bills and pay off some of the loans. I need to keep some money for the baby stuff, of course, but... Right, so they have 11,000 now. So let's just pay loan. Let's go 5. So it looks better at least. You can go back to sleep. You have to shoo the cat, actually. You don't need to scold him, though. You can just give him a hug. Sophie really needs the bed, though, so I'm gonna prioritize her. And yeah, she got pretty close with Lilith again. Good. Lauren, you're in the way. Your wife's gonna faint. Okay, good. There we go. Are you at an impasse here? Yeah, the bed is right here, Lauren. Right, so I'm gonna speed through and I'm actually gonna let Sophie give birth as well today so that we have the baby. Okay, so she's waking up and it could be because she needs to use the loo, but I think it might be baby time. No, it was the loo. No, it was a baby. I guess both, really. Right, yeah, of course, Miguel is the last name. And it looks like it's a baby girl. Yeah, it's a girl. Right. So... Oh, I didn't check this before. I think that... Yeah, Sophie's gonna get some anyway because she gave birth, so let's give them for Lauren. And then we need a name. I mean, both Lauren and Sophie are quite British name, I feel like. But then, of course, we have Amin, who is not a British name. I'm thinking about Lillard family as well. We have Brandon, Danielle, Lauren. Yeah, they're all very English sounding. Of course, Randy. Yeah, so I did name Kian more in theme with Amin. But I feel like, yeah, it makes more sense with a more English name for these girls. So let's just browse behind the name for a bit. I think I'm gonna go with popular names. England and Wales. Just check what's common. For some reason I'm drawn to Ava for these two. It's a variant of Eve. But yeah, I think that Ava makes sense. Let's go with that. Great. And I do think that I want to change out the baby outfit here. So I'm gonna just make selectable twice. Put the baby on the floor. Just plan outfits. Yeah, of course it's winter, so let's go with something that looks warm and cozy. Got some with little hats here to the side. Yeah, I think let's go with this one. That's cute. There we go. Little baby girl. Right. So we also need to have a bedroom for little Ava. Actually, let's turn on this light. All right, so this is the furnished little baby room. Really, really cute. Like it. Okay, but Sophie is actually in dire need of the bathroom, so I'm gonna do that. And yeah, I'm gonna ask Lauren instead to cuddle the baby. She can technically nurse her as well, but I'm not gonna do that. There's no reason for her to be able to after all. And let's put her in the crib. And she also needs to use the bathroom actually. Yeah, these two can go back to bed. Yeah, so these pillows are really cute, but it bothers me that it's the wrong way around. You know, this pillow should be under the baby's head. I don't know why it's done like this. Yeah, I guess it's cuter than having nothing anyway. So I'm just gonna keep it. The cat has eaten all the food, so let's just fill the bowl before they go to bed. Okay, there we go. So we have little baby Ava, Miguel here now. And that was it for Sophie and Lauren's household, but we're not done yet. Let's move over to Sophie's father, Amin, as well, and finish up there. And here we are. So, of course, proud grandparent Amin is here with his family. And yeah, I've only just set it to winter, so it's still a somewhat autumn climate at the moment, but I guess the snow is gonna start rolling in. I also lower the temperatures quite a bit, so hopefully we can get some winter clothing as well. And of course, we have Jessica here as well, and I think that I've been touching on this in previous episodes about this family, but she is quite high up in the criminal career. And she has sort of moved to Pleasantview to build a new life for herself, to hide away from the police. And she's come to realize that she doesn't want to be a criminal anymore. She wants to get away from the mafia that I have in downtown in this save. And she has had this want to quit her job for quite a while now, so that she can focus on being an author instead and focus on her family and look past her old ways and just turn that chapter and close that book. Especially also since her family now, the one that she's built up, is actually connected to the police as well, quite closely connected. So, both Sophie, who's currently working in the law enforcement, and also Lauren, who used to be a cop, also is very close to her, and I think she's scared of what will happen if they find out. Besides her being thrown in jail, of course, she's gonna lose everything, and she has been, quite a typical romance sim. She's had quite a few dalliances, and of course I have this locked-in wand that she wants to woohoo with 3 different sims. But I think I'm gonna unlock that one, actually, because I think that she has come to really, really love Amin a lot and realize that she only wants to be with him at the moment. So I think I'm gonna start by just putting in the hopeless romantic trait in her inventory so that she doesn't roll any wants for multiple lovers. Because I'm pretty sure that she doesn't have any of those left. She used to be close with, I guess Goopy. I thought Brandon as well. But I guess maybe not. Maybe I'm misremembering. Let's just check her memories. Oh, Abhijit. But they've only made that though. So she's had an affair with him. Oh yeah, she's woohooed with Goopy. So she's not exactly been faithful. I thought for sure that she also had been with Brandon. But I guess not. Okay, maybe I was just thinking about having that happen. All right. So yeah, she's now focusing on her family. She has realized that she really, really is devoted to Amin. Tragically enough, of course, Amin has an affair though with Demi. So he actually held out for quite a long time, and I think that circumstance just put these two together, and I think that Jessica might have been a little bit distant as she's been working through this secret that she has had from her husband. So maybe he was seeking companionship elsewhere. But I think that the time has come for Jessica to actually call up her boss, the big mafia boss in downtown. And I'm thinking that it's Mr. Big, actually. That is the mafia boss in this case. So she's gonna call up Big and, quit. Gonna see what that does. I mean, quitting isn't really something that you could just do. But maybe Jessica thinks that she has enough dirt on him that he's gonna just leave her alone at this point. So, she's gonna go ahead and quit her job. There we go. So she's not employed in the criminal career anymore. She does want to get a job in the slacker career now for some reason. But really, she wants to earn a lot of money, and I think that she wants to really focus on her writing. So I'm not going to lock this one in. I'm just going to allow her to like be a stay-at-home wife who writes and hopefully turns into a successful author down the line. For some reason, Amin also wants to write, but I guess maybe he was inspired by his wife. Right, but I think that he can actually go ahead and serve some breakfast for his family. And of course, we have little Valerie, who is going to age up in 2 days. Jessica's child from way back when, and who she abandoned, but who found her way back here. She's not really bonded a lot with her mother. I guess they've grown a little bit closer, but yeah, they're not really that close considering. And she does want to fall in love, and I can see that I have started up a close friendship here with Matthew Day. I think that's pretty sweet actually, because Valerie is interested in nature, and she often like flees her home to go out into nature in the park and yeah, get away from stuff that way. And of course, Matthew is the son of Benjamin Day, who is even having his own forest community lot, that is a very nature-focused family. So I think that's actually pretty sweet. I think that is, yeah, I guess she's a bit attracted to Will, Burb, and Nassim and Jason as well. But the most attracted to Matthew, though. And I think that her close friend Natalia also had something going on with him. But then again, I'm pretty sure that Natalia found another guy that she wanted to be with. So I think it's fine, actually. I mean, okay, you decided to play drums instead. Okay. But I think you still have time to make breakfast if you hurry. And apparently Jessica decided to play guitar. Don't really think you need to do that. Just can change interior every day and yeah, maybe recycle this. Oh, good. We have some outerwear here. Perfect. Happy to see it. Not that happy to see that outerwear, though. I don't think that suits her at all. So I think I'm gonna, probably at this point get some new clothes for her overall. Because, yeah, this outfit is really something that she's been wearing for a long time. And if she's getting more family-oriented, I feel like she should have something more conservative. And then I could also take the time to get her proper outerwear outfit as well. So I think I'm gonna actually send her to the clothing store today. But let's have breakfast first. Stop with the guitar. These two have really bonded. I think that's so sweet. They didn't grow up together, but they have really grown close. It's really adorable. And of course, little Kian is gonna age up, as I said. So that's also exciting. So I guess that Jessica would have quite a lot of nervous energy about her today. Like she has probably built up her courage to make that phone call to Mr. Big. And it took a lot out of her to actually go through with it. And now, of course, she's feeling the after waves of having that nervosity and what she had to do. So I guess she's overexcited and apparently very playful this morning now. And she's even bonding a little bit more with Valerie. Oh, that was Amin. Even though Valerie, she sort of ignored a little bit in the past because she didn't want to get close to her, mainly because of her job, and she's been a little bit terrified of her being around because she thought that that would expose her. But that hasn't been the case. Valerie has actually lived with them for quite a while now, so I think that she has settled into this situation. Right, so the kids are gonna head off to school. I think you need to stop eating. And same with you, Amin, actually, you have to go to work. Jessica is done, so she can clean up. Yeah, there we go. So let's just go somewhere. And yeah, it's the 330 Main Street. Let's go. So we are arriving at the lot. Great. And then let's just head inside here. Question is if I want her to try something on. Maybe I do. Russ is using that clothing rack though, so maybe he abandons it if she just walks here. Well, he's still standing here. Yeah, she can. Yeah, maybe if she interacts with it, he will move. I really should have more than just one of these clothing racks that they can use to try on. I don't have one up here, do I? Nope. Yeah, I know he's in the way. Ah, there we go. All right, so let's just try on every day. So I think she still wants something that's pretty sexy, but I guess it needs to be warmer as well because it's middle of winter. Maybe something like this could work. She's been wearing black all this time, but maybe she wants to have something different. What would be her color besides black? I guess red, maybe? She can try that on and let's see what that looks like. I mean, I think that color suits her. Matches her lipstick, I guess. I think that's actually a good option for her, so let's grab that shirt anyway, and then let's find some, maybe not a skirt. Skirt seems so cold. Yeah, maybe I can find a skirt that's like a little bit warmer or something. Best case scenario, I can find pants or a skirt that can be both for her everyday outfit and for her outerwear. So let's start by just buying every day. Yeah, I have these skirts, but I don't think any of them really fits. I got this, but that's really not her style though. I could see something like this for her. Oh, apparently she already has this in her wardrobe, but I don't think that suits her. I think I'll go with this. Yeah, then she's got those two. And then she can also, yeah, she can buy that closer to the tail. The unimpressed teenager. Right, so let's grab those pants again. Apparently she's got this in her wardrobe already. I think that looks great. Let's just let her have that instead. And then she can plan outfit every day. She had some stuff here to choose from, but I think this just looking better for her. And then plan your outerwear. Yeah, perfect. Good. All right, that pretty much is everything that she needs to do. But I guess she can just take a moment to, she doesn't really have to eat, but she can grab a coffee, I guess. Just when she's here, just to take some time for herself, enjoy the fact that she isn't working anymore and just celebrate a little bit. Torian, why are you sitting on the floor? Oh my goodness. Okay, so she's settling down here and looks like she's talking to a stranger called Dion Stalker. Oh wow, they have really good chemistry apparently. You know, just as I said that she only has eyes for her husband, she meets this really attractive guy and she has a lot of thoughts to go on dates. So, yeah, I guess she's keeping her options open. Thinking about kissing. Well, all right, but I guess that's pretty much all she wants to do today. So let's drive back home. Oh, that looks cold, Malcolm. I guess he's rushing from Landgrab Industries to the coffee shop to get some strengthening coffee for the team. Forgot his coat. You're not wearing your outerwear either. Oh well. I guess this season isn't really keeping up with all of the changes I'm making. Right, and Jessica's back. Oh good, now she's in her outerwear. That's perfect. All right. Looking good. Okay, so let's just go ahead and use the bathroom first of all. And then I mean, I think that I've been focusing quite a lot about her career and her romances in the past, and also her want to write novels and such. So I haven't really thought a lot about who her friends would be. Looks like she's been pretty close with Russ and Goopy, of course. And also, ironically enough, Lauren, who is family now, I guess. So that makes sense. But other than that, she doesn't really have friends, which is sad. I'm trying to think who she would be interested in befriending. We do have Danielle, who is working as a journalist, who's interested in writing as well. Pretty sure she has the film and literature hobby. Stop it with the guitar. And that could be interesting for her. Of course, she's also family now. So maybe Jessica has been holding herself back from befriending Amin's part of the family because she doesn't want to implicate any of them if things were going to go down and she was going to be arrested. But now I think she has a newfound self-confidence that maybe she would reach out a hand and see what happens. So let's just see if Danielle is available. Yeah, she was actually. Nice. So they can have a little chat. I mean, that's actually extra interesting then if she's also getting closer with her sister, Lauren. And now, actually, thinking about this, I'm actually happy that Jessica never had a romance with Brandon. Because he's also family, kind of, sort of. Yes, I think that actually Jessica would be quite interested in Danielle's career and the way that she has built up the newspaper. You know, being an author really is what she likes and what she wants to do. But, you know, the idea of being part of the local newspaper maybe isn't that bad of an idea. Yeah, I guess crime is really on their minds, what with everything going on with the break-ins and everything. And you know, Jessica's task from the mafia in downtown has really been to keep an eye on the local crime scene. And I think that Jessica is quite well aware of what's going on with Gordon King and his business at this point. So she has a lot of things that she could tell. But of course, she's going to have to be careful about such things because if she gives one piece of the information, then of course there's going to be other questions and she's going to risk revealing her own involvement in crime. So I don't think that she would report them to the police, even though she's not a criminal anymore. Oh, nice. They're friends. Cool. Yeah. And I think that she can actually have some lunch after this. Do they have any leftovers? If I know Amin right, they should. Actually, quite a lot of Sims in this episode who loves cooking. Amin is another one. I think I'm gonna lock in the Ask Sim on date want here because I think it would be quite romantic for her to have that in mind. Of course, empty plates. Let's just get rid of that one then, and she can just make something. Oh, good. She got the cooking skill. Nice. Well, she's really smiling a lot. She looks very happy. Yeah, I think that there were many times in Jessica's life where she really thought that she would never have something like this. That she was just meant to work her way through that crime scene and never grow any attachments to people and, well, least of all, have a normal, stable family around her, you know. So I think that she's sort of living in a dreamland at the moment. Like, is this too good to be true? Right, so I mean, why not sit down and write a little bit then? Apparently she doesn't have a novel started at the moment. That's odd. I thought that she had written books in the past. Maybe I put them in the bookshelf? No, I guess they're gone, mysteriously. But now she can sit down and write something anyway and just, Well, as I said, turn a new leaf. Okay, well, what kind of books would she write? I think it's in between romance or crime. Maybe she wants to distance herself from crime, to be honest, and wants to focus more on love, you know? So maybe let's do that. Yeah, something like that, maybe. So Valerie got 100 simoleons from some mysterious relatives because she has a good report card. All right. Okay, so we have Valerie home. Nice. So I think that with having lived here for quite a while now, even though she was very timid and left the house a lot in the beginning because she had a difficult time settling in, I think that she is feeling secure enough now to actually consider this her home. So I actually think that she could invite Matthew over without issues. I don't think that she would be brave enough to ask him on a proper date, but I could definitely see her calling him over. Oh, of course, you broke the sink. But I think Amin has some. Oh, no. No, they don't. Okay, but I guess he's going to have to work on that later. Yeah, so let's just see if Matthew can come over. Yeah, nice. So let's just sit down here and wait. Perfect. Let's go ahead and greet him. Okay. Oh, he wants to give her a back rub. Nice. Not the best animations, but I guess it's the thought that counts. So it's the friendly jokes. No, I doubt that Valerie would be brave enough to take the first or make the first move. But I think Matthew is probably also a little bit on the shy side. Yeah, of course, the noogies. Well, it's all very friendly so far. Oh, okay. She nervously ran inside. Goopy wants to talk to Jessica. Sure, why not? Let's talk to Goopy. You can actually dress in your everyday here. You're inside. Speaking of that, though, it might be cold. So let's turn on the radiators. Oh, don't I have one in her room? No, it doesn't look like it. I guess I'm going to have to fix that. There's one in here, though. And here. What about in here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so I'm going to have to fix that as well. This one can be in this corner. And then maybe here. Good. Why don't you come in, Matthew? I was waiting for them to do something romantic autonomously, but so far they haven't really seemed to be that interested. Why do you play the drums? I thought you were going to talk to Goopy. Well, okay. One would think that that would be a topic Valerie would enjoy, but apparently not. And Amin is home from work. Well, I think that maybe, flirting in front of her mother is a bit much for Valerie. So maybe if they walk up to her room, she's going to be a bit braver. All right. And you actually need to freshen up a little bit. So I guess you can walk upstairs and find the broken sink, repair that as well later. And you're bored and very tired, but I'm going to bump that up because that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to do that for all of them. But Jessica is fine, actually. Okay, and he wants to have fun. What was his hobby? It was fitness, actually. So it wasn't sports and it wasn't music. He's interested in film and literature as his mother as well. Okay. Well, fitness isn't going to be very fun for him at the moment. I guess maybe watching TV is going to work for him. And no, don't do that. You're in your room, so let's just call Matthew over. And then you can sit and wait. Right? Are you friends with Goopy now? Yeah, you are. Okay, sure. Well, she's still feeling good, so she can just continue writing, I guess. And you can switch this to the kids tube. Okay, good. Why don't you just do a simple charm and see what happens? Well, looks like he's into it. And he got the crush. No. Best friends, that's good. I do think that Matthew is quite a bit younger than Valerie, though. So, I mean, she's gonna be a young adult very soon, so this is gonna be a very short-lived fling. And maybe she can have her first kiss in case she actually gets a crush. Well, I guess she can initiate the kiss as long as he has a crush, and he does, so that could work. So far, she's not seeming that interested, though. She doesn't have a want to kiss. She just wants to fall in love, so... Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna go for it anyway, because, as I said, she won't be a teenager for very much longer, and it would be nice for her to actually have her first kiss. Cute. Now she got the crush. Nice. So I think I can... Oh, hi, Amin. That's terrifying. What are you doing in here? Oh, he just decided that he wanted to sit down. That's so typical of a father just barging in. Thankfully, they sprang apart as soon as he came into the room. That's hilarious. Okay, didn't you use the bathroom? You just repaired the sink. I guess you just was so outraged about the sink that everything else fell away. Okay, I think that Matthew is actually a little bit flustered after Amin just barged in like that, so I think he's actually gonna excuse himself and say goodbye. We're gonna have a sweet kiss goodbye at least. No, that's cute. All right then, she also needs to get some fun. Maybe just join your brother down by the TV. Oh, I thought, but where are you? Again, with, of course, the teeth brushing. Yeah. Need to get rid of that medicine cabinet thingy. Guess it's also upstairs then. Yep. Okay, and Valerie, what would she watch? Weather station, maybe? Great. And then Amin can actually go ahead and serve dinner for them. Oh, they have some fish. Yeah. Let's go with some rainbow trout then. I think I should have quite a lot of cooking. Yeah, 7 points. But I guess that's being in the active career does that. It's not maxed out though, which is a little bit surprising, but I guess realistic as well. He's not really being challenged running the school kitchen, you know? Let's just have the whole family eat dinner together. I think actually that Jessica and Amin are like in the permaplat status. And I have a mod that prevents that, but if they have reached that point before I added a mod, it won't affect them. So I think I'm actually gonna have to use here the sim manipulator. Oh, permaplatinum off. Yes, good. And aspiration permaplatinum off. Good. I think that's gonna resolve that. Looks like they're talking about what toys they need to get for Sophie's new baby. And also, I guess they're talking about love. I suppose they're talking about Matthew or something. And Valerie's sort of embarrassed about the topic, but I suppose she's really happy as well. No, similarly to her mother, Valerie really has had quite a rough life up until this point, and the thought of having a stable and loving family around her has really been like a dream that she can't reach. All right, well, okay. So you're cleaning up. That's nice. And you can put away the leftovers as well. No, these two. They're so cute. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's time for Kian to age up, actually. Yep, here we go. Nice. All right. Wow, he looks a lot like both his parents, actually. That's a really cool blend. But I'm gonna roll a d6 to see what his aspiration is gonna be. Number 4. So that's actually family. And I'm gonna roll his sexual preference as well, a d12. I got number 8, so he's gonna be straight. I'm gonna bring out the sim blender. Go traits, Kian, and make straight. Gonna give him a cell phone and just checking his inventory so he understands that it is there. Yeah, there we go. And then he doesn't need to be this tired. And looks like Valerie is also really tired, so gonna bump that up. And yeah, I also want to, do I want to change his hair? I think his hair is fine. I might want to change his makeup slightly though, so let's just change appearance. Maybe some other eyebrows here. Yeah. I think I'm gonna stick with his hairstyle for now because I sort of associate this with him. But I think, yeah, let's go with those instead and maybe... He has pretty pouty lips, doesn't he? I think that's neutral enough, actually. Yeah, let's go with that. Oh yeah. Stubble, maybe. Yeah, he can have some slight stubble. And then let's buy everything for him. Yeah, I think I want to go with something like this for him. Maybe let's go with the green one. And then, yeah, I think those pants are good. Is it cutting through the shirt? Maybe a little bit. Oh, this is worse. Okay, let's go with those. He has those, I guess. Yeah, let's grab those instead then. This is fine. I don't need to worry about that. Looks like he has some fine formal as well. Yeah, maybe let's grab this. It is winter after all. Don't have that many options on this. I should fix that actually. He has this one right now, it looks like. So yeah. I guess I can have him plan outfit and just double check what he's actually having on. Yeah, I think this one is going to be fine for him. He had the red one, but I think the blue one is better. Yeah. Nice. So here we have him. He got his mother's nose. I think there's quite a lot of Amin in him as well. Yeah, really cute. All right then. Well, he is interested in fitness. And I think that he's probably gonna put his teddy bear away in storage, but I think he can have it in his inventory. Just keep it. And probably he doesn't want to have this one anymore. That's too childish. And this is probably also too childish. I think that he doesn't really need to have an armchair here. So I can remove that one and put in an exercise machine instead. I think this one is the smallest, slimmest one. So let's go with this one. Yeah, that should work. Nice. Then he has an hobby object in there. And I actually think that he might just go and work out for a while. Or actually he has homework though. Let's start with that. Valerie also has homework, so she can do that. And yeah, Jessica is still thinking about that date, but I don't think this is the moment to go on a date, really. So is there anyone else you wanted to call? Right, maybe she wants to befriend Lauren as well. So let's call her. Ask how it is with the baby. I think she might prefer Lauren before Sophie. I think maybe there's like a half antagonistic relationship between her and Sophie because of them not really bonding, even though she's her stepmother. So maybe that's something that she eventually wants to work on as well when she has, yeah, braved herself up enough. And of course, Amin is playing music here in the corner, typical Amin. And yeah, I think that he's feeling like an absolute idiot about this fling he has with Demi. I think they actually even woohooed. Yeah, they did. They did. So I think that he was seeking comfort from her when his relationship with Jessica was like a little bit rocky. Like I think that Amin actually is someone who needs quite a lot of attention, and if he's not getting that, he's looking for it elsewhere. But now Jessica is very present and very lively, so I think that he's really regretting um, what he's done. But I don't really think that he's ready to like call up Demi and call things off, you know? So I think it's just gonna let that rest, not do anything for the moment. Oh, Valerie's done with her homework apparently. So actually, she has been pretty close with Natalia and her stepsister. So I think that she would be interested to know how it's going with the baby as well. So maybe she should call Sophie. And Kian is close with, oh, apparently with Hallie Stratton. I didn't remember that. Nico Brunig and Will Burb. And also his neighbor, Irene. I think Irene might also be aging up. If not today, then tomorrow. Well, it is snowing, but I think maybe these two want to hang out in the hot tub for a bit. It's going to be warm and cozy in there after all. Looks like she's befriended Laura now. I think that's good enough. So just join him in the hot tub. Oh, you did. Well, we're skinny dipping apparently. Oh, good. She's friends with Sophie now. I guess she can call up Natalia as well. Oh, she's working. Poor girl. But she's soon going to be home, so maybe just use the bathroom briefly. And he's getting really tired. So I think I'm just going to send him to bed, actually. Valerie really likes Natalia, but they're not friends yet. So I guess maybe Natalia has been more affected by their, I wouldn't say battle for Matthew's affections, but the fact that it appears that Valerie was the more attractive option for him. Maybe Natalia has been a bit hurt by that. Now they're friends though, so I guess she wasn't that hurt. Yeah, I think she can go to bed. Oh my god, is this sink also broken? Yeah. Well, Amin is a little bit distracted at the moment, so I don't think that he wants to. Okay, yeah. Well, now things are looking better. Well, I guess come in and repair this then. Yeah, okay. Apparently, Amin had to give up. It's too late. Well, let's go to bed then. Maybe Jessica can finish up. Now, as Jessica is walking towards her house, she gets this really strange feeling like someone touching the back of her neck, like someone is watching her. She can't really see anyone around. She has this feeling that there's someone around here, someone looking at her. Maybe some of the neighbors from the windows, or maybe someone else. But she gets this really, really tense, bad feeling about it. Oh, good. She made it. Perfect. Just clean these things and then you can go to bed. I think that as she's walking to her bed, she's also taking the time to look through the windows, make sure the door is properly locked, you know. But she goes to bed and goes to sleep, and nothing appears to be wrong. So she turns around in bed and quickly forgets about it. And that was the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.